There's a cold front coming down from Canada and a warm front coming up from Iowa. They're about to collide and they're going to turn into two stationary fronts. One to the north of Oshkosh and one to the south of Oshkosh, and they're just going to be swirling and dumping rain.
High wing half mile south of Fisk, rock your wings. Set the runway 36 left, at or after the yellow dot, clear to land.
Yeah, so that was easily one of the most hellacious arrivals coming into AirVenture.
Traffic.
Oh, go left, go left, go left.
I'm Josh, a pilot and flight instructor who loves the sky, sharing it with those around me and using it to see the world from a new perspective. Flying can seem super complex, but I make it my mission to promote safe practices while enjoying the beauty this world has to offer. Subscribe to climb into the cockpit on future adventures. This is Aviation 101.
0991 New Orleans, clearance clear to the Foley Airport via as filed. On departure, maintain 2,000 feet.
We're in Ohio County, Kentucky, waiting out the weather across Illinois and Wisconsin to make a break for Oshkosh. In part one, Chelsea and I faced our fair share of issues, beginning our multi-state, multi-country journey. Starting with a dead cylinder on run-up, no fuel at our fuel stop, all pushing us into darkness on our last leg. In this episode, we're staying with her family in western Kentucky before we head out to Oshkosh, but we have a big weather system in our way. The plan was to depart this Saturday morning before AirVenture officially begins and get there that afternoon before the mad rush starts on Sunday morning. Mother Nature teamed up with Murphy to make sure that did not happen. Welcome to part two.
It's Saturday, July 23rd, the Saturday before Oshkosh kicks off. Between us and Oshkosh, Wisconsin, there is a lot of bad weather. So we were kind of juggling, do we make it around the storms and it'll be all clear, and get there and hurry up and get tied down, unpacked, make it over to the house, and then be worried about hail damage all evening, 40-mile-an-hour winds, stuff like that.
Here's the problem. Looking at the latest surface analysis and the prog charts, there's a cold front coming down from Canada and a warm front coming up from like Illinois, Iowa, and they're about to collide and they're going to turn into two stationary fronts. One to the north of Oshkosh and one to the south of Oshkosh, and they're just going to be swirling and dumping rain. Now tomorrow, this cold front, it's supposed to turn back into a cold front and it all dissolves, and the cold front moves through and kind of starts coming down to this area, but by the time it gets down here, there's not really supposed to be much weather. There's going to be a little bit remaining and kind of lingering through Indiana and stuff, but it shouldn't be bad. Even if we did scoot to the west and get around it, get into Oshkosh tonight, like Chelsea was saying, there's going to be cumulonimbus, hail, all that stuff is in the forecast for this evening in Oshkosh at the airport. And that also makes me worry if the weather's going to be like that this evening in Oshkosh, what is that going to do to the grass surfaces? What's that going to do to the taxiing surfaces that we're going to be on, and then where we're going to park, the aircraft parking areas, aircraft camping, and aircraft general aviation parking, vintage, all that stuff. And I hope that the sod is good enough and the soil's good enough and not saturated to absorb everything, so it's not just puddles everywhere, because then they are going to close the parking areas and they're going to start turning airplanes away. It's going to be a mad rush tomorrow. This happened last year, and this happened the year before that.
We'll make it work. We figure it out. Everyone always does.
If we get into Oshkosh, then what? The plane's just going to sit through a hellacious thunderstorm tonight. Whereas it could just sit here tonight where it's calm and clear.
Yeah.
We get one more day with the cat. This is not the same cat that we found.
This is just a little local stray named Charlie.
So anyways, that's our plan. We're going to postpone because of weather. That's the situation we're facing. We're playing it safe, staying conservative, and not going to push it, and then just get on into Oshkosh.
Oshkosh arrival, information Bravo. I'm 1412 Zulu, wind 29010, visibility 10, ceiling 900 broken, overcast 2200, temperature 22.21, altimeter 2980, RNAV, VOR runway 27, approach in use, landing runway 27, Whitman Regional Airport is IFR.
Special vehicle operation are not authorized.
Okay, I think this is it. We'll go ahead and take off out of here and just start heading northwest. The cells are moving east, but the system is moving southeast. So what we're gonna do is probably go towards St. Louis, cut just to the north of the Bravo, and then as soon as we clear that line of storms, pop a line straight to Oshkosh. One last restroom break. We got waters. Our waters are full. We've had a little breakfast. We've had our helping of coffee this morning.
More than our helping.
More than our helping. Let's go to Oshkosh.
Evansville approach, Cessna 80901, VFR request.
Cessna 80901, Evansville approach request.
Cessna 80901, we're a Cessna 172 about 15 miles southeast of Owensboro, and we would like to pick up VFR flight following 6500 to Galesburg, Golf Bravo, Golf.
Easily. Typing it in.
80901, squawk 4034.
80991, squawking 4034. 1,000 to go.
Now Shay's calling me. It's like everybody waits to see when we're airborne and then call. Call.
Yeah.
Turn left heading 250, maintain
Going to sleep?
2,500 until established. Clear ILS 220.
You gotta stay awake.
Still Blue Raider 88.
Why?
You're in the left seat. You don't get to nap.
My first officer can take it from here.
No.
November 901. I am showing an area of moderate to heavy precipitation 11 to 1 o'clock beginning in about 40 miles. It extends from the southwest to the northeast for about 50 miles.
Copy that, 80901.
I'm gonna go to this other airport.
What?
C73.
Okay.
We could just go direct from here.
Okay.
It'd shave off 30 miles if we just went direct.
Okay.
Fuel price is the exact same as Galesburg.
No NOTAM.
They have a little shorter runway, and yeah, I mean, I just checked the iPad and here, no NOTAMs.
Okay.
Central
That
Aircraft
just gets us closer.
Segment 74 Central Delta 1855 Zulu.
You like it?
Area of embedded thunderstorms in Illinois, surrounding states. More information available on flight service frequency.
You can request it.
Approach Cessna 80901. We'd like to change our destination to Charlie 73.
Jack 991, roger.
Okay, we'll send to panel.
Oh.
Now we got a message, just hit new flight plan, activate. Okay.
Oh my god, this autopilot is so nice.
Yeah, it is. That's why I like having the iPad still in here. Because I can sit there and play with it, add it to the flight plan.
991, here's an area of light to occasionally heavy precipitation. You're 12 o'clock and 10 miles. Area is 10 miles in diameter, moving eastbound.
Roger that. Thanks, 80901. You wanna...
If anything, I'd say divert left behind it.
We continued on course to Charlie 73 and closely monitored the weather, comparing what we see on SiriusXM to what we see out the windows. The convective activity was luckily way more tame than NexRad made it look on the avionics, so we maintained our course and stayed in the clear. One problem did start to manifest between us and our destination though, which poses a threat if we stay VFR up here at altitude.
We need to start down. Time to pay attention.
Okay.
I mean, maybe we can stay here for a little bit. I just don't want to get stuck on top. And then we got to pick up an IFR. But if we go down, I think we're going to have to go down to like 1,500 feet.
What's the cloud cover, the sky coverage? Is it full?
It's broken.
Okay.
This is scattered 2,500, scattered 35, which is right up there. I mean, over there by our destination, it's broken, or overcast 3,600.
Approach Cessna 80901. We're going to start our VFR descent to stay under this layer ahead.
Jack 901, roger, VFR altitude, your discretion.
Our discretion, thanks, 901.
The cloud layers ended up not being terribly low, though it was lower than I normally like to cruise. We do have daylight on our side, we're surrounded by flat farmland, and we have so much situational awareness of obstacles and traffic in this airplane that flying lower for the last part of this leg didn't bother me all that much. In situations like these, it's all about assessing the risk factors that you are stacking up against yourself. And especially with two competent pilots monitoring everything, I felt like we kept the risk factors of low-level flying to a minimum. And the views of the river and the Illinois countryside didn't suck either.
Alright, well, it's not tremendously low.
No?
As long as it doesn't really get much lower than this.
Yeah.
You're 902 Romeo, connect Rockford approach 126.0.
126 point what for 90 Romeo?
902 Romeo is 126.0.
That's pretty.
126, nothing for 92 runway. Thanks for your help. Have a great day.
Me too.
Gonna be a tower right up ahead, immediately off to our right. Right up there, it's 1,000 feet. That's 1,000 feet below us.
Chicago approach, Cessna 809901. We couldn't pick anyone up on Rockford. We can go ahead and cancel VFR flight following.
Center 809901, roger, your radar services are terminated. Response VFR and change advisory is approved.
Over to VFR, thanks for your help. Have a great day.
Good job. Southwest 766
Alright,
here.
Squawk VFR, over to advisory.
I think we could have stayed on top.
Yep. Well, everything was reporting overcast, so like I didn't want to get stuck on top. But in hindsight, we could have stayed on top.
Can you scoot that way a little bit? He's directly below us spraying. It's so cool. I can't get a shot on him though. Oh, he's banking around. Okay, you can stay straight.
Just watch him and make sure he's not going to start coming into us.
I got him.
Wow, that's so cool. See them, I see a couple airplanes in formation. Dixon traffic, Skyhawk 809901, Cessna 172, 2 miles to the south of the field, about to enter the left downwind runway 30, be a full stop, Dixon.
6 and flight 3 just departed 26, turning right crosswind, 26 Dixon.
I have y'all in sight, no factor.
Thanks, sir.
500.
Dixon traffic, Skyhawk 809901, base to final runway 26, be a full stop, Dixon. Power to idle.
Dixon traffic, car V0, Charlie Tango, Empire Flight 3, you're lining up to wait for runway 26, Dixon.
Bouncy.
Good job, babe.
Dixon traffic, Skyhawk 809901 is clear of runway 26, Dixon.
Traffic, flight 2, position 27 towards southbound.
It looks like everybody is in a holding pattern. There's an influx of planes in a holding pattern right now. And there's not a single, I have no idea if the camera can see this. It might be, could probably see it. There's no traffic around the Oshkosh airport. No traffic moving around, and everybody is circling Rush Lake and Green Lake. So that tells me that something just happened. Hopefully nothing too bad, but could have been somebody lost control and went off the runway, somebody had to gear up, something. So hopefully it's not bad, but for now we're delayed. I don't know if that means we should hop in the plane and get closer, or if we should just hang out here, because we do still have 150 miles to go.
So I just texted Woosley. We'll see if he's on the ground. We can text a couple of people. We tried to call the number, and it's
busy signal.
So I think everyone's calling the number right now.
Everybody's like, what's going on, what's going on? Might be wise for us to get going that direction, because that's still an hour and a half of flying at 100 knots. So a lot can change in an hour and a half, so we'll see.
It's about 2:30.
Yeah, it's 2:30. So we're just gonna think about it and watch it and brainstorm and just see what we want to do. We may hop to another airport. I don't know. At this point, not sure. We're not really sure what the situation is in Oshkosh. We were able to get through to the ATIS, but all it says is the airport is closed and find an alternate plan. So while we await word from our friends who are already in Oshkosh about the runway situation, we sat next to the plane in the summer breeze and briefed the Fisk arrival into Oshkosh. The arrival is going to be a little different this year compared to what I've experienced in the past. In previous years, I've began the arrival at Ripon, which is just outside of Fisk, and the entire arrival is relatively short, maybe like 15 minutes. Now, because of the traffic situation this year due to the weather the last few days preventing everybody coming in who otherwise would have, the conga line known as the Fisk arrival actually begins near Madison, Wisconsin, and we'll be flying in the conga line 1 mile in trail for almost 45 minutes before we rock our wings at Fisk. Judging by the looks of the traffic on ForeFlight, this is going to be an insanely busy arrival.
So since we have about an hour till we join the first transition, even though we just got a text from EAA saying that there was an incident on the runway, and I just talked to Brenda, and she said a bird dog skipped off and skidded on the runway. There's a pretty good crosswind going on there right now. We did get a text about an hour ago telling us they were requesting that people use alternate airports due to such heavy traffic. I think we're gonna head that way and just have some alternates in mind. We're topped off, so we have over 4 hours of fuel and about an hour and a half of flying.
Takeoff power set. Okay. Everything's in the green. There's 50.
Dixon traffic, Skyhawk 809901 is left downwind runway 26. We're going to be departing over the top of the airport, climbing out to the north via Far Dixon.
40. Runway 27 and runway 36 left and right to use.
Barely hear it, but it says they're using runway 27 and 36 left and right at the tower controller's discretion. So 36 left is the actual runway, 36 right's the taxiway next to it. And they paint it up like a runway with dots.
Wow, okay.
We got somebody coming at us here, 800 feet below. We should get it off autopilot now, and we need to come to the right a little bit. You see that plane there? Okay, so then we'll go back to the left. They're right there.
There's a plane.
Traffic.
Oh, go left, go left, go left.
They're going that way.
There's another one right here.
Why are they this altitude headed out?
UAVs are killing people.
Oh my god.
No problem.
There's a plane.
Go.
Here goes someone.
Let's keep it coming down. I'm gonna
Okay.
keep watching for you. There's a swarm of planes right out there.
Yeah, there's someone right there coming this way.
There's a diamond down there going the opposite. Like where? Everybody's going in different directions right here. Now we should be going 90 knots anyways, so 1,800 feet, 90 knots.
Oh, there's someone right there too.
You got a plane down there?
Okay, there's another one.
Got somebody opposite direction right there.
Why are people going the opposite direction at the same altitude
I don't
as
know.
everyone else?
This is asking for a midair.
So we're following behind these guys.
Yep,
Okay.
that's what I would do.
Alright, 200 to go.
Alright.
RVs that cut in front, everybody's going slow.
Indicated, not ground speed.
Oh gosh, are people trying to fly by ground speed?
36.
Alright, I got
I got 120 ground speed, 105 true.
Alright, am I getting too close on this guy?
Well indicated.
An RV in front of me.
Stop the chatter on Fisk.
You're doing great. Yeah, just feather your speed. If you have to slow down a little bit, because they're slowing down, it is what it is. It's going to be 53 miles of this. I've never done it starting here. I've always started it at Ripon. There's literally a plane coming right at us at our altitude.
Look, they're jumping out of the way.
Yeah, okay, alright. I'd come to the right. He sees what's going on.
I mean, who does that? Like, why would...
2,300 feet over Funkaway Lake, you're not in the right place.
Now,
Alright, if you are
starting to get excited.
right, you should have a mile spacing, please, between you and the person in front of you. It's getting a little busy out there. I'm looking through the binoculars. Got a little bit of a gaggle. I really need you to try to keep that mile spacing. I'm going to have to send some of you to circle the low wing, half mile from Fisk.
We've got great
turn
spacing right
the
now.
one that's half mile from Fisk. Turn right for me. Let me see that right turn, the low wing. There you go.
You're like
That's
almost
what I
dead
need to
on
see.
a
I want you
mile
to go to
right now.
runway 36. Follow that east-west road for runway 36. If you're past Fisk,
You're doing good. You're in the right place.
Runway 36, monitor tower 126.
We got planes right behind us that have been the same planes for the last 10 miles, and they're holding this spacing.
30 mile and trail. If I don't have my mile and trail for runway 36, I'm going to send you back south of Portage in order to try it again, or you're going to have to go to an alternate.
You are nailing it.
No point to point. Make sure you're looking out the window and you're directly over the railroad track. If you look out your right window, look out your left window, and you can see the railroad tracks, you're not directly over them.
Hey, we just crossed Ripon. Next waypoint is
back over the
Fisk.
railroad tracks for me when I asked you to. Rock your wings. You're about a half mile southwest of Fisk now.
We'll be in Fisk in about 5 minutes.
Continue over those railroad tracks. You're going up to runway 27 for me.
That's where we'll
directly over them and are right down.
need to start listening up.
Inside the gravel
We're going to watch for him to rock his wings. When he gets his runway assignment, we're next.
Right turn. I need you
Rick's
on runway
still good?
36. Left
still
base
good.
entry. I see the turn. Keep the
Strapped
microwave
in,
tower off your right.
autopilot off.
Left base runway 36.
You want the flight director or no?
I'm not even looking at any of
Coming down
that.
to
It's off,
1,800.
fixture.
Twin, come on down. 1,800 feet. Appreciate it if you can slow down as much as you can. I understand. I need a mile in trail. A mile in trail here, otherwise the tower gets oversaturated. You get to go back to Portage, and everybody else might have to go into the hold. Got an RV half mile southwest of Fisk. Rock your wings. Good rock. Continue up the railroad
All right, he just
track.
rocked.
Then right down one for runway 27. Monitor tower 118.5. Welcome to the show. Those guys coming up from Ripon right now, it's looking really good down there. Appreciate that. 1 mile trail spacing for everyone else, and directly over those railroad tracks once you get to Ripon. High wing half mile south of Fisk, rock your wings. Good, rock. Turn right, start turn right. Follow the east-west road for left base runway 36, monitor tower 126.6. Have a good day.
Yep, this little road right here going straight to the lakeshore. Monitor tower 266, we're landing 36.
And the VTAL Bonanza, continue the right turn.
Are you go around
downwind for
procedures
me.
or
You're
what?
doing awesome.
Before the tower.
Make a right-hand turn before the control tower.
Doing a great job,
I don't
sir.
see anyone in front of me.
Everybody wants the speed permits, make a left turn into the grass. It's rolled smooth for you guys. The Mustang, you're going to go all the way to the end of the runway on 36 right.
All right, got the runway complex in sight.
Everybody's doing great. Welcome to Oshkosh 2022, guys. Cessna over the highway, start your descent. Great job, everybody.
All right, here we go.
T33 report a 4 mile final, runway 36 left.
500.
Traffic.
Great job, everybody. Cessna runway 36 left. At or after the yellow dot, clear to land.
All right, we're
Wind
taking the big runway.
18, gust 25. Put it down, Mustang, put it down. You're running out of runway. Got it. Thank you.
At or after the yellow dot. You got the yellow dot in sight?
Turn left
No.
on the hard
Yes.
surface. And
Halfway down the
follow
runway. First one's purple. All right. Okay, there you go.
Everybody's doing great coming into Oshkosh 2022. If you're landing 36 left, as soon as the speed permits, make a left turn into the grass.
Oh my God,
Following
it's
flagman
dusty.
either way.
Yeah, it is. Just keep it in the air.
Or
After the yellow dot, we can touch down.
Okay.
Nice job, detail. Nice job. Good job. Welcome to the show. Keep your speed up down the runway. A high speed all the way to the end, and you're going to follow some flagmen. Everybody watch your winds. The wind's 300 at 17, gust 25. And Purple Highway, can you take 36 right?
36 right.
Purple Highway 36 right at or after the red square, clear to land. Cherokee over the highway, widen out to the right. You're following the T33 on about a 3 mile final. And Cherokee, report that traffic in sight. I see you widening out. Great job. Everybody's doing a great job.
Go.
Great job with the winds today. Everybody welcome to
Whenever your
Oshkosh.
seat flipped, I was like, what the
Good
just
job.
happened?
Appreciate you.
It was absolute chaos. Right as we were coming into touchdown, Josh's chair, it wasn't the seat track, it was the seat back. And so like in my flare, his chair fell and it all jumped, and it's like gusting 30 miles an hour direct crosswind. So it was not my best landing, but the airplane is still in perfect condition.
Yeah, so that was easily one of the most hellacious arrivals I've ever been a part of coming into AirVenture. The panel is saying traffic, and I'm like looking at the iPad, and there's like a plane opposite direction at our altitude coming right at us, and we're just trying to fall into a single file line. But you're totally right. As soon as it fell into that single file line, it was less stressful.
It was really comfortable.
It was okay. As long as nobody cuts. And there was one point when like an RV or something decided they weren't going to do the whole arrival, and they just cut in line.
Yeah.
And they just started their arrival right in front of us.
So they're asking people if they're tail wheel, if they're unsure while they're coming in, because these crosswinds are so bad right now that they are not having any tail wheels come in for chance of ground loop on runway 36.
Yeah, it's a hellacious crosswind. And yes, in the flare, my freaking seat back let go. I don't know if I was doing anything different. I was just sitting there and I was like making sure my feet and hands were clear of the controls, because you were knocking them around. It's a stiff crosswind. And then all of a sudden my seat back like goes to the next notch.
And when that happened,
and
he
fell.
jumped. I felt it. And
The whole plane like jolted.
I was like, did something just break? Did I just hit?
I think that was one of the less enjoyable landings I've had.
I'm sorry.
Not because of anything you did. Everything was fine. I knew it was gonna be gusty and rough getting down, but then my freaking seat let go and my heart went into my throat. We're here. We just did the Fisk arrival. This is my first time doing it in 3 years, and your first time doing it ever.
Ever.
Welcome to Oshkosh.
Take me where your river flows. I wanna drive on your open road like the wilderness where we are born singing. Whoa. There's an ocean in your eyes, a million stars that paint the sky.
Welcome to Oshkosh, officially called the greatest aviation celebration in the world, but I call it the greatest family reunion of all time. Both of our families arrived shortly after us, and we rented a house filled with family and friends for the entire week. AirVenture gets pretty busy when you're there to gather content and work with sponsors the entire week, but I make it a point to live in the moment, smell the fresh cut grass, listen to the roaring engines, and just live in this blissful time. Making time to just be with friends is something that's really important to me, and for a lot of us, this is one of the only times during the year that we actually get to see everyone. I really try to take advantage of that, so it's full throttle on socializing and hanging out all week. Speaking of visiting friends, that's precisely one of the main missions of this massive trip we're doing around the eastern US and Canada. In the next episode, we wrap up our week at Oshkosh to continue our track north across the upper peninsula of Michigan to Sheboygan to meet up with Uncle Wayne and Aunt Cindy, we're not actually related, and get the grand tour of the Michigan countryside right before Chelsea and I make the hop over to Mackinac Island. All of that is coming up in the next episode of this series. Be sure to like this video if you did, subscribe if you haven't, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss out on part 3 when it drops. Until next time, everyone, you know the drill. I want you to stay happy, healthy, current, and most importantly, stay proficient. We'll see you in part 3 right here in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Fly safe.